Hey guys, got Friday's workout for you. So today we're doing Cindy, so an at-home version of Cindy, which will be 20 minutes, as many rounds and reps as possible, of 5 supine rows in lieu of that pull-up. We've got 10 push-ups and 15 air squats. So again, we've got that supine row. We're trying to simulate that pull-up as best that we can at home. So we want to try and move our body weight up on something. So we've got a couple options there with that tabletop row, or you can do the sheet in the door frame row. I really encourage you to do that option, but if you don't have anything that you can do that with, you can do the bent over row version. Again, I would like to see something that's going to simulate that pull-up as best we can. So a heavier object, sandbag, or a backpack filled with objects, something like that, that's going to get you a little closer to that stimulus. Or you could use your dumbbell if that is all you have. Totally fine with that. I would definitely err on the single arm, make that a little more challenging. But with that, we want to keep a nice tight midline. Either movement option we want to keeping ourselves nice and rigid. So as we go through that movement, our whole body moves as one, and we're keeping our elbows tight to the body as we do that pull, whichever option we choose. And we're going to move to that push-up. So similar rules apply here. We want to keep a nice tight midline, keeping that body position nice and rigid. When we do our full push-up, that whole body moves as one, okay? So if you're unable to maintain that nice tight midline and keeping that hip neutral, okay, squeezing the glutes and the quads to keep that rigid body position, we're gonna need to scale that option a little bit. So we have obviously the knee push-up, so you can change your distance there, drop the knees to the ground and do your push-ups there, or we can bring it up to an object. So if you have a bench, a box, a couch, chairs, something that you can bring your torso up a little higher, you can do your push-ups that way. Same rules apply as we were talking about in the row. We're just opposite movement there, so we're keeping, as we're dropping ourselves down and pressing out, we want to keep that elbow tight to the body as we can. And then we've got that air squat. So again, we're initiating back with the hips to start that movement. As we go down and up, we want to make sure our knees are tracking out over our toes and keeping a nice proud chest, so keeping that torso nice and tall through the movement. Some scaling options here, guys, for this workout. Obviously, we've got a few movement scaling options, but I would also look at your rep scheme. So for 20 minutes, the rep scheme is designed for you to be able to move throughout. So if where we're at with these movements and this rep scheme doesn't allow you to do that, let's switch that up. So if you want to challenge a particular movement, so you've picked your scaling option or you picked your movement option that you want to use for this workout, but you're still not sure that you can do these unbroken or as close to it as possible, we can bring that rep scheme down a little bit as a scaling option to something that's going to be manageable for you to do unbroken throughout, or pretty darn close to it. So if you're looking at your push-up option, for instance, that would be a weak point for me. 10 might be a little much for me, so maybe I bring that down to 5. You can do that, or you can change the rep scheme for the whole thing. So maybe I would look at doing 3, 5, and 10, something along those lines. It's totally fine to do it that way, or just scale the one movement to something that you're going to be able to do throughout. So if you have any questions on that, or you need anything specific to you, please reach out and let us know. But with that, we'll get into the warm-up.